Hi everybody, this is Maya Good, and this is the very first tag video that I've created. This is the Get Well Soon strip cover lit tag because Adrian is sick and he's feeling miserable. And if Adrian's sick, who are we kidding? Dalton's probably feeling pretty miserable too. And for all of us that are missing their videos this week, I thought that this would be a fun way to help them get better. So for this tag, I'm going to list some things that make you feel better when you're sick, and some corresponding books to boot. The first I'm going to start with is pretty obvious, because Nyquil is the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, aching, coughing, stuffy head fever medicine. And for that, I'm going to recommend Let Me In by John Glenfist. I recommend that book because it is engrossing, it pulls you in, you forget where you're at, and once you go to sleep, you might wake up with nightmares. Next, I'm going to recommend some green tea because it feels good going down and it's soothing and it's full of antioxidants. So for that, I'm going to recommend Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. That is a book that sucks me in. It makes me feel good about life, as well as a little bit of ennui and little sadness along with that happiness. Next, Robitussin, because medication doesn't really seem to work for my colds, and frankly, it's nasty. It tastes horrible going down, but you feel so much better afterwards. And for that, I'm going to recommend Orlando by Virginia Woolf, because Virginia Woolf's Orlando is not an easy read. It can be a little rough to get through, but my goodness, it's gorgeous, and I always feel better after I've read it. Next, I'm going to recommend Gumbo, because a million black grandmas can't be wrong. You get a big pot of soup that lasts all week, usually the duration of a cold, full of meat and seafood and vegetables. You don't need anything else after that. And for that, I'm going to recommend Beloved by Toni Morrison. Next, what do you need when you have the worst cold in the world, when you've got the man cold? You need a hot toddy, of course, because tea, whiskey, honey, garlic, and a shot of cayenne pepper seem to just knock about anything out. So for that, I'm going to recommend South of No North by Charles Bukowski. And second to the last, you need a big, warm blanket. You know, the kind of blanket that makes the whole rest of the room fall apart, and you just curl into it, and you fall asleep almost immediately because it's warm and it's fuzzy, and you forget the rest of the world. And for that, I'm going to recommend Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, because, well, do I need to explain that? 5 pages of grass, really? And lastly, because when you're sick for a really long time, you've got nothing better to do, and you're too tired to do anything else, porn helps. So I'm going to recommend Anais Nin's Delta of Venus, mainly because it was the first porn that I got in the library, and frankly, the first porn I stole from the library. So in the spirit of helping the boys get well soon, I'm going to recommend the following booktubers do this tag. Steve Donoghue, because he's awesome and he always has books I've never heard of. He makes me feel stupid, and frankly, he's got a great sense of humor. Tangzy, the badass librarian, because she just did a video of her strip cover lit haul, and I'm sure she's feeling the same painful hole in my booktube life this week. Next, the rejected manuscript, because she's just awesome in the comments. And lastly, the restricted section, because they're hysterical. And I kind of want to know what books they're going to select, because I think it'll be a really fun video. So in the spirit of BookTube, I hope both of you get well soon. Ciao.